Reverend Crystal Cox here. I want to talk a little bit about dreams. Dreams are a big deal for me. I used to astral travel and lucid dream quite often when I was young, probably in my 20s, maybe my 30s. I could break a vase in my dream and I was dreaming and just practice and putting it back together, or like moving time per se. I realized at a very young age that being able to lucid dream, being able to taste things, drive a car, walk, swim, hike in the woods, talk to people, love people, that I didn't need my physical body to do that. And so that was a clear understanding to me, and so I didn't fear death. It was obvious that I didn't need my physical body to experience that. Okay, so in my dreams, I also, just a note, I want to talk about in a later video, talk about memories and how we remember the camera angle that we come into memories. Okay, so the camera angle that we're at dreams, I've been practicing with this lately, going, okay, well, at what height was I? What was I looking out of? If I didn't see a mirror, how do I know that it's this version of me in the dream? Without a mirror, I don't, right? Or let's say if I had a tattoo or something on my hand, I guess I'd be like, okay, well that is, but I don't have any tattoos. Like, I can't look down at my thigh and go, oh, well that's my tattoo, I know it, right? I suppose I would recognize certain things, but it's just so profound to me to really understand dreams, because it makes you realize that your consciousness moves on. And this was, decades ago. In 2016, when I realized what many call the Mandela effect, which is a quantum shift, that changed it even more, that I realized that my consciousness was a program, just like, a disc, to be taken out of one body, put in another body. And it was, I didn't have this black circle around the colored part of my eye. My heart was on the left. My kidneys were in a different location. A ton of anatomy changes. You can research that with what people call the Mandela effect. That I realized clearly that there's no fear of death, because we wake up somewhere else. So, and it brought up different suicide stuff too, of like, if I was to take my life, I would just wake up in another version of me to finish what I needed to do. So it's kind of futile, right? It was clear to me that I had woke up in a different reality. I woke up thousands of miles. I used to be on the Sagittarius arm. The "You Are Here in the Universe" poster is clearly on the far left, and now we're clearly on the right, which was the Sagittarius arm, and now we are on the Orion arm. It's a huge difference in the "We Are Here in the Universe." Tons of anatomy changes, geography changes. It made it clear to me that I have a computer program that's my consciousness, that I move from reality to reality. And again, in my early 20s, studying metaphysics and stuff, I realized clearly that if I was a chair, if I was a dog, a horse, a tree, a rock, or a man, a woman, a child, that I would know me to be me. My consciousness, my thought inside of me, I would know to be me, regardless of what object or person or being that I'm in. And it was so profound to me when I really accepted that, and I went, wow, my consciousness moves on. My human vehicle is irrelevant. And now, in this new earth that we're doing now, something on earth that's never happened before, so we're ascending with our bodies. So our bodies are going from a carbon base to a crystalline base so that we can ascend with our body. So we're perfecting every thought, every density is moving through, and every contrast, every program, every belief, so that every cell in our body can be in alignment and consciousness raised, so that we can move and ascend with our body. For the first time ever in the history of the universe, Earth's doing something unique. There's a lot of information out there on that. If you've studied it for decades like I have, you would know it, and if you didn't study it, then just don't get hung up on it. And so if I was a star, I would know my consciousness to be me, right? Now, I may only have a limited access to a certain part of my consciousness now here on earth in this body, in this dimension. Once I ascend, or once you do all of your tasks here, and you are like, say, a star, you have access to all the different consciousness that you ever were. So every version of me in every timeline, everything that I learned in different timelines, like say hundreds to thousands of versions of this version of me. And then in every, what some people might call past lives, but they all go on at the same time in different dimensions. All of that I learned. And some of it I just go, psh, gone. But what I like, I take with me. And that becomes like the spice rack, you know, like the millions of spices. And then I can choose to use them once I'm a star. Then I can choose, you know, that's just one example. I can choose any of these spices to make any meal I want that I've collected all over the world. Like say now you've traveled your whole life, you've traveled like 30 years collecting spices from everywhere in the world possible. And then later in life you use those spices to cook these amazing meals that no one else can cook because no one else has been to these exact thing in this exact combination. So you're doing this galactically and universally. And check out some of Manly P. Hall's stuff on magnetics. So all of the stuff that we've learned and experienced, it's in our magnetic field. Now our magnetic field goes with us with our consciousness. When our consciousness moves as we keep ascending, we become that star, okay? Then we have access to all of these things we prefer. We let the things we don't prefer just slough away. We're just out there experiencing different things on different versions of Earth and different versions of us to see what we freaking like, man. And we take everything we like and we create that, and that magnetizes and stays in our consciousness, and we have access to it even if we don't have human form or any form at all, just in consciousness. I lay there and I can walk pretty much most everywhere I've been. Everywhere I've prayed, I can sit there and pray again. I can see that. Every beach, I can lay there like right now, like on any bed or the ground or wherever, and just go right into that image. And I can smell the smells. I can feel the ground. I can see all of that. And I do not need, I'm going to say this lump, I don't need this body to do it. It's in my consciousness. So when I die, that program goes on, and I still have that. And oh my God, right? Everybody that I've ever loved, every baby I've ever kissed, every laugh, every joy, every beautiful, wonderful, high vibrating thing that I've ever felt, I take with me. And I can go there now. I can feel the dirt. I can feel the red dirt in Boulder, Colorado. I can see the lava in Hawaii. I can feel the air, smell the air. I can see 20 below in Montana, hanging off a tree trying to get a great shot of the Rocky Mountains. I can feel it and see it, and I don't need my physical body. And oh wow, right? That's what we're here for, people. To gather all of that. And then we take it wherever we go, and we always have it. We always have that consciousness, and it doesn't go anywhere. It lives in us. And so that's what we're here to do. We're on a big spice collection, right? We're collecting things we love. And so once we know what we like, what we prefer, and we just slough off all the other, I mean, how amazing, right? So instead of this version of me, I'm a star out there beaming, and I have consciousness, and I create whatever I want, and I experience it, and I can taste it and see it and feel it because I've already been there. And that's what we're doing. That's what this Earth experience has been about. And yes, we come here to help Mother Earth to raise her vibration and raise humanity as light workers, as star seeds. But our individual experience was to gather this amazing stuff to have eternally. Anyway, Goddess bless you. There's some thoughts on that. I love you.